All right, we are in the Acacia Reserve Tournament. I'm playing in my 77 account. I started up a new account to do to try and, the game's been out for 6 years, and everybody shot wind ring stuff 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and just trying to start off with a lower level account to help newer players. And I will tell you, if you want to play some game, it doesn't take very many games. I have another account that's only played like 1,000 games, and like how good you can get your clubs in just 1,000 games. But playing with low level stuff is it's not. You'll enjoy the game more as you go up. However, if you have lower developed stuff, what I'm finding in my account that's got 134 games and playing in its first tournament is, top score is 24. Shit, if you can just get minimum score. And there's one of the holes, hole number 2, that I just can't get. It's not possible to get up there. Not with the crappy stuff that I have. Level 1 extra mile is not going to get it done, no matter what ball you bring out. But these are the type of scores that you're looking at. Whereas if you've got upper developed stuff and you're in higher tour brackets and tier brackets versus tier 1 versus tier 3 and better equipment, we're looking at minus 32. So, 8 shots. Talking about getting handicapped. So in this account, you're going to have to shoot every bit of a minus 32 in order to be in the conversation. And I really think in the weekend round, you'll have to shoot better than minus 32. If you're at a 33, you might have a shot at it. Somebody may pop out some monster score, but I think to be in the top 10, you're definitely going to have to shoot a 30, and to be at the top or in the conversation, it's going to have to be a 32. So let's see what we can get done. Now, the one thing is that on the 3 par 4s in this, we do have great opportunities. The first hole being the hardest of the 3 par 4s, the second par 4 being the second hardest, and the last par 4 being the easiest, the lowest hanging fruit. But we have to pick something else up. So we've got opportunities on these par 3s and the par 5s to pick something up. We just have to put ourselves in the best spot. So let's see how we go here. So hole number 1, let me look at it. Hole number 1. Now, I've been practicing. I did the shot so I could demo a max overpower hook shot, and there is a max overpower hook shot that you can do here. I was doing it with a katana and using 5 top spin and 3 right hand side spin. So the deal is I'm trying to get everything to go to the left, but the second it hits the ground, I want it to jerk to the right to get me on track, because with that max overpower hook with a 2-power ball, you're on this trajectory, and in order to get it to go over here, side spin doesn't take effect until it touches the ground the first time. So the first time it touches the ground, it jerks it to the right, and then the second time it hits out here in the rough, it's really jerking it to the right and trying to get it on that trajectory. You could push the ball out so that you come in more on this track by bringing out a 3-power ball. I'm not sure with a 3-power ball, probably don't have to, you may not have to put any of the side spin on the ball. Just hit it, because we're looking to get that extra. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a max curl shot. So I'm going to start off in this area, and I'm just going to bring it around. I'm going to use a 3-power ball with 3 side spin. I'm going to use a Kingmaker, and I'm going to be off of this transitional surface. I want to be 4.5 rings. Max curl, no overpower, just max curl, 4.5 rings off, take the wind out, and try and bring it around the bend. Let's see if we can get that done. Number 5 bag and a Kingmaker. Max top spin, max side spin, 1.1. I'm going to do 10% on the drive times whatever the wind is, divided by 1.5. I'll tell you the one thing about playing with lower level stuff is you definitely want to be in the fairway. And you want to try and avoid overpower shots if you can help it. You want to be in the fairway. It's fairway to green. I don't want to ever have to use the rough iron or the sand wedge in that account. The wind is 3.7. I'm going to do a 2.71 ring adjustment. Max. At the plus 16, I'm going to be 4.5 rings off. 2.71 rings. There's 271. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. And see if we can get that to go even directly towards the hole. Indirectly. There we go. Nice. Nice. I'm setting it up like that. When you're using max curl, you've got to give yourself enough room. It's almost counterintuitive. You're trying to get everything to go to the left, but in order for the curl to become effective and so that you're not over curling it, to give it enough room for the curl to develop, you need to set it up more to the right. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad. Now these shots right here with a lower level count blow, but I was able to get a firefly on my account, and that is a game changer. Oh, fucking I hit it great. That'll miss. Woo! Woo! From that distance, it's right at that range where if you start hitting greats, it's gonna miss. Helped my opponent out at least. They're gonna get nothing less than a birdie. See if they can get it in. Hit it perfect. No, that was not perfect. That was far from perfect. And it still almost went in. Good game. Good game, my man. All right, hole number 1 in the bag. That was a definite need. Let's see which way the wind's blowing on hole number 2. Hole number 2 is a pain. Let me look at it so I make sure I know what the hole is, but let me make sure I got my shit together here. The whole goal here is to get over to this side. Even if we're in the rough or the sand, we can still recover on this side. This pin placement being over here, it's a little bit easier on this shot in its original pin placement. And there is a rough bump that we can do here. This rough bump is dangerous because if you miss that rough bump, you are in some big ass trouble. And it's this area over here is a lot more of this bowlish stuff. And so if you hit in this area right here, what you're going to get is it's going to come flying in and then hit that area, and then instead of doing another bounce and going out, it's going to do this. And it's almost like a rough bump in the middle of the freaking fairway, and it'll dive. It's definitely one shot at a time, and there is a rough bump that you can do down here, but you need a Goliath to do it. And let's see, that wind today is blowing with that rough, so I'm going to bring out my bag. I've got one of my bags set up, I believe, with a Goliath. I think it's bag number 2. I'm going to bring that bag right there, and I'm going to bring out one of those them there balls. And I do not need to put on max top spin. Here we go. Here we go. It's the wind divided by 2.1. More about the real Thailand. What's up, Richard? My buddy Richard lives in Thailand, obviously. Where's that second bounce hitting? It is barely clearing. Barely. Right into that area right there. 2.9, 1.51 rings. Hitting it perfect. If it clears right here, I want it to be traveling to the left to stay up on the flat, because the right, because if it starts to tail off onto the left, it just maintains its speed and rolls off that hill. So that's an awesome spot. I'm doing a 30% adjustment to the cup times whatever the wind is, and I have no idea where I'm going to be at in my club. So my Goliath hits 1.8, 2.2, 2.7. So we'll see where we're at. With this wind direction, I think we can do the rough bump and not have to involve the sand. The problem is if you miss that rough bump, you are going for a wild ass ride, because you got to put a shitload of topspin on it in order to get to the cup. And so if you miss the rough, all that topspin is going to be topspin. Perfect. Not so perfect. Still got a shot from there though. Where are we at? So there's max. There's min. So that's about mid. So 4.3 divided by 2.2. It's 2.54 rings. .54 rings. There's 2.54. Let's hit this perfect. Hitting it perfect. Not enough gas to get me there. And I actually may have slightly overpulled that. If you look at where I hit down there, and that might have been the distance that I lost, is that here's that rough area, and I tried to send it up right dead center, and where I hit was like right about here. So I have to go back and watch that and see what the deal is there. I was talking to my buddy Dale Appleby here a month or two ago, and we were talking about they had put on new pin placements on one of the courses. Can't remember which one it is. I think it's Nordic Fjords or one of those courses. They put on some new pin placements, and we were talking about the par threes that, in the past you came on this hole and you did like a plus 15 or you did a plus 10, and then that was the deal. Like you did a plus 10 and then that was it. But now they moved the pin. Everything else is exactly the same, and two of the par threes we were doing like a plus 50 and a plus 60 in order to have any shot. Same club, same ball that we used in the past. Two of the shots you're hitting off the same island, same spot that you were hitting at before, but now all of a sudden instead of doing a 10%, you had to do a 60%. And in the past on this hole, the second shot coming into the cup with the pin on the right now the pin's on the left side of the green, and in the past, in its original configuration, it's on the right hand side of the green, that, you know, using a plus 30 is the way to go at it. But they moved the pin, and now this is why I say elevation's all bullshit, because they just moved the pin placement. Everything else is the same, and now plus 30 is too much. Or a plus 30 is not enough. Now you got to do a plus 50, or, you know, you got to change that around. A lot of that stuff. What should be different is there's a lot of these holes when you have a pin placement that you have to go, hey, this is where we always hit, and then you have your shot to the green. Well, that spot where you always hit might not be a good angle. So, like, looking at the course, and there's one of the holes in here, the next par 5 is actually one where, like, where I normally hit in the original pin placement is not where I want to hit today. Hole number 3. All right, let's see what we can do on hole number 3. I've been close. 1.1, I'm going to do, this is going to be times the wind divided by I'm going to do whatever, this is the hole. I really don't like these rough bumps that we have with this pin placement. So I'm going to start from back here and guide it to the cup. And I've been right on it. And I'm not at max club, but I was doing a max number because we used to add on 10% on this. But I think I'm going to, let me think here. I'm just going to play it at mid club. +1. And to get this miraculous stuff done, I was using a katana because you needed the spin in order to get yourself to the hole. So I'm going to bring a katana, and I'm going to take that. Any bag will work, but that bag works okay. I'm going to do whatever the wind is. I'm going to play my club. Wherever it's at. The wind divided wherever I'm at. I think I'm at mid. I'm at minimum. That's 1.2. 1.2 per ring, so 3.5 divided by 1.2 is 2.91. I'm going to add 1, so I'm going to do 3 rings. Hitting it perfect. I think my ball down there I was leaning a little bit to the left, and I didn't do that intentionally. Just! And I added that +1 on there, and I didn't need to. I should have just played that at minimum club. I'm going to make a note here. Let me scratch out all this shit. My notes are so jacked up right now. +0. Katana. All right. What's so weird is the pin is usually over here on this side, and this rough bump is beautiful. But this little hill right here coming down, you can see how much it's breaking at the very end, breaking to the right. It's kind of hard to get there from the rough bump. You got to start off way to the left in order to get your ball guide to come back, and then your ball guide's running through the hole about 2 squares. So you're going, and it's not really that big of a problem. You're going to still be on the green. But there's a lot of times when you encounter the hole, if you're going a little too fast, it'll just bounce over it. My opponent and I are both close, but no cigar. Today's goal is to make sure I can get all of the par 4s in there, and the next 2 par 5s, I have on hole number 2. That to me, I've gotten a couple albies on hole number 2, but to me it's not a big albie hole. But these next 2 par 5s, especially the middle one, I've had a lot of success in the middle one. The last hole, hole number 9, is just it pisses me off because I'm in the right spot all the time. And the shot to the cup, for whatever reason, is just, you take it one time and, wow, I should have added on a little. And you do it the next time, wow, I should have taken off a little. And then you take off a little and it's like, oh, no, you needed to add it on. Or no, you needed to hit it 0. No, you need to take off 5. It just seems like it's a really big moving target. Hole number 4. Hole number 4. Okay, this is a key hole here. Which way is the wind blowing? We got a little teeny bit of headwind. I'm going to use a power 5 ball. I'm going to use my extra mile and a power 5 ball. I was doing plus 10 on the drive, times whatever the wind is, divided by, and let me check here real quick. Woods, go to drivers, looking at the extra mile, maxed out power 5 ball, 1.9 per ring. I knew it was different when you're using a power. Let's see where it makes that change. If you're playing with a power 3 ball, it's 2.0. It's 2.1 when you're lower. So like I always think of it as 2.1, but it is, for most of the time, it's just a 2.0 per ring. So if we've got a headwind today, usually I take the wind out and then I put 1 ring back in, but I'm not going to be able to put that 1 ring back in. All right, let's play it. Here we go, getting out on the course. Of the par 4s, the first one being the hardest, this one being not the easiest, but not the hardest, but it is tricky because you got to hit it perfect. That's the deal. You got to hit the shot perfect. If you hit it perfect and you got it set up, you should be fine. But if you don't hit it perfect, it's bad. Bad, I say. Bad. I suppose I could bring out a power 6 ball. It is 3.3. That's 1.81 rings. Try and get somewhat lined up. There's 1.81. That puts me 3/4 of a ring into power, half a ring into power. Hitting it perfect. Just enough. You can see that I was leaning just a little bit to the left, and you can see how close that second bounce is. So if you hit it great to the left, and even if you don't lean, there's a good chance you're going to just clip the rough right here and then bleed out, which isn't a bad shot, but the deal is trying to get enough. When you start hitting it great to the left, you got to go further through this rough before you clear. And you have no control over the ball at the end. So any screw up at the beginning of the shot is going to be magnified big time at the end. And they got all that curl on there, so watch. Hit it perfect. Come on. Oh, they saved themselves maybe with the 2-ring grate. They'd hit that with all that curl. Now, this is exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of times you hit the sign and you just stay in front of it, but that right there is bullshit, because those signs are definitely in play. Oh, it might go in. It might miss. Woo, woo. I got lucky. I got lucky. Everything's breaking to the left, so that a grate to the right might have gone in, but that was too damn close for comfort. I'm kind of surprised they're able to get over the sign and the sign's not in play. I think it's bullshit that the signs are in play. It's bullshit because they're advertising we're playing Golf Clash. We know. Why did you put a fucking signs up there that are in play? Yeah, see, they want to advertise stuff, so they got City Custom Cash card right there. They're putting an advertisement out on the course like, hey, we got billboards out on our course and you could be advertising. This is like highway billboard signs. Oh yeah, they'll be in play. Occasionally people will hit them and then they'll be able to cuss you out because they hit that. Hole number 5, Grizzly and a Katana. Grizzly and a Katana. Number 1 bag and a Katana. I'm doing a 1.6. I'm doing a 60% adjustment. And I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it at club, which is 0.9 per ring. So I'm looking at my. I got the wrong thing here. I'm playing a what freaking hole around? Okay, let me start over again. What hole are we on? Hole number 5. Times the wind divided by 0.9. All right. I don't know if I'll have enough room to do the shot I've been doing. I've been hitting, there's the fairway pad and then there's the little rough and then there's the fairway on the green side, and I've been actually hitting on the green side. And with the Katana, it's been giving me a little bit of room on my red line, but depending on what the wind is today, I may not have enough room to work the wind out. I may have to bounce it over. We'll see. It's not getting married to any one shot. There's more than one way to skin this cat. The thing about hitting it from over here is getting the angle on the cup. You can see how much shit they're going through. So this bounce is hitting in a bowl. This bounce is hitting in a bowl. And so the bowls are like this. And if you hit down here on the bottom, everything's fine. But if you hit off on the side, then it changes the trajectory of the ball. And it's going to make the ball, you know, even though it's going to make it travel at a... Isn't it perfect? And they were short shooting it. Fan of short shooting. Let's see what the wind is. 2.8, 3.57 rings. Do I have enough room here to work it out? Hey. 3.57 rings. If I can get lined up with the wind. There's 3, 5, 7. Exactly. Hitting it perfect. Just a bit off. Just a bit outside. I think I overpulled that, the way the wind was blowing. I did add on a little bit there, but I probably should have just hit it at club. Maybe 0. I need to go back and watch this video and see which way the wind was blowing there. I think I did overpull it. Maybe. That's the thing about this, is why it's so important. Now, you do get replays. You can go back and watch the replay, but the thing is, if you record your own video, you can be talking while you're recording the video, and you can go, man, I should have did it that way. And then when you go back and watch the video, then you're getting your thoughts at the time. And then you too can become a YouTuber. I don't know how many people have watched my videos and then started posting their own videos. Maybe I've created a whole group of them. What are we on? Hole number 6? Hole number 6. All right, I'm trying to get right here. That opens it up for the second shot, and my buddy Richard has been killing it on this, and he's been playing it at +0 mid club, and has been albion this. So let's see if we can get to the right spot. It's definitely one shot at a time. Definitely one shot at a time. I'm almost thinking that a power 3 ball. This is a great hole for a Thor's hammer because it's got good ball guide. What it doesn't have is a lot of curl, but you could get yourself in a lot of fucking trouble here with curl. I'm gonna try that, and I'm gonna try a power 3 ball with 3 side spin. I could bring out one of these balls right here just to move them through my inventory. These are old balls, been out for a long time. 3 power, 3 side spin, 2 wind. Yeah, that used to be a special ball. Woo, that is special. I do have these. Let's use a look-alike, and I want to change that Guardian for a sniper. I'm going to try that bag. If that bag doesn't work, I'm going to switch to my extra mile. We'll see if that works. I think it will. I think it will. I think it will. I think it will. Let's get one of them rolling. That wind's not really helping or hurting us. I don't think I have to put on much, if any, spin as far as like top spin. So with my Thor's hammer with the power 3 ball, it's 1.7 per ring. Where are my notes for this hole? Here they are. Here they are. I'm going to do 10% on the drive. Probably should be more, but I'm going to do 10 times whatever the wind is divided by 1.7. And today's wind, if you're going to do the rough bump, you're going to have to adjust into the sand. And so like our normal way that we play this hole is getting way out here is you got a super good look at it, but if you're not doing the rough bump, you'll have to apply quite a bit of backspin in order to hold it, because there's not a lot of room between the rough and the cup. Yeah, maybe 1 topspin. Maybe a half a topspin. Yeah, maybe 1. 3.4, be 2.2 rings. There's 2. I'm going to put all of the forward distance back on, which isn't a lot, but a little. How much can I lean? Oh, fuck. I'm going to clip the rough right here. Oh, I can't believe I made that, but now we're in big trouble. Big. Stop. I might have laid that up a little too much. Like, how many things could we have go wrong on the drive? I may have laid that up a little too far back. Now, they're far enough back that you can see the distance that they have to the rough. If we hit to our normal spot where the rough is here, it's so short. And you can see how much backspin they had to apply in order to hold it. They're using a thorn, so they're trying to get their tail. And you see how beneficial that tail is. You come in here with a Guardian and you don't get that tail. And the wind is pushing them straight. That was a piss poor wind adjustment. All right. There's max. There's min. So I'm at mid club. So 1.9 divided by 1.1. 1.72 rings. .72 rings. There's 1.72. Hitting it perfect. Getting a hole. Woo! In the hole. Probably needed to add on 0.1. plus 0 plus 0.1. I need to clean my notes up. My notes have so much shit on them right now. It's not even funny. Mid sniper plus 0.1. 0 plus 0.1. All right. Picking up the shot. We need to shoot a 16 aside. So if we can get the par 4s, we're looking at just one other shot. That shot's the money shot. Now I just need to hang on and play smart. Trying to get that minus 12 per side. Obviously, we want to try and get. It'd be nice if we get a minus 15 on one side. Then it takes a, or minus 18 on one side. It takes a little bit of the pressure off on the other side. But let's just play smart. Going into the last 3, and I think we got opportunities here. I'm going to do a 60% adjustment times the wind divided by. I'm going to see what this is. 0.355. 3.2. I'm going to hit it at club. So in its normal position where the pin is down here on this hole, I've always done in the past the 60%, and I figured this out and started having a lot of success on this hole when I was playing my Grizzly at 1 per ring. It's a 100% accurate club, and I was playing at 1 per ring. On a lot of holes this didn't work out, but on this hole it did. But I've switched to what the accurate number is, and even though it's 100% accurate, it actually hits at 0.9. It's more than 100% accurate. But I've been holding the 1 per ring here. But I'm going to go to the 0.9. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. So where was I at? I'm going to hit this at 60%. And I'm going to do the 0.9. I've been doing 1 per ring plus 0.2. So 60%, 1 per ring plus 0.2. But if I do the 0.9, I'm not going to do the 0.2. I'm just going to do 60% at 0.9 with a katana. Let me think? Where's hole number 7? I've got a katana written on here. I think in the new pin placement, I need the side spin. I need the side spin. It was like 3.5 backspin, somewhere in that neighborhood. Let's continue. Hole number 7. I'm going to take any bag with a grizzly and any ball that says katana. Plug in the wind, hit perfect, call it a day, get in the hole. It's hard to tell. It's so hard to make the adjustment here because you're a billion miles away from it. I need to put my little jeweler's hoop on just so that I can see the thing. My little flip down, or my monocle. I have a D&D prop that's steampunk glasses that has a little flip down on it. It almost looks like the National Treasure glasses that Benjamin Franklin was supposed to have made. Props. All of the magic items that I have, and for those, I am a D&D player. Yes, I will be a D&D player until I die. Why not? Let's have some fun. Use your imagination. But I have props for all of my magic items that my character has. He's a goofy bastard. Everybody around him thinks he's a schizophrenic, but he's not. He's just a goofy bastard. And he's rich, so people just blow it off as one of the things that a rich dumbass does. See if I can get where I can see my ball guide. .64 rings. There's 5, 6, 7, 6, 4. Oh. Ooh. And I think I actually need to add on more than 60 there, but it's so hard to make that adjustment. I'm not sure if I'm just not pulling it right, or because I hit that. Did I hit that grate to the right and it actually ended up on the left hand side of the cup? So it's hard to tell whether the bounces are, when you're bouncing on an island, if you hit to the right it makes it go to the left, or it's hard to tell. Need to hit it in here perfect. I don't know that I've hit a shot in here perfect this week. Really need to hit it in there perfect so I can get a read on it. Dag nabbit. Alright. Back to the drawing board. Hole number... I'm on hole number 8? I am on hole number 8. Okay, we absolutely have to get this hole. Which way's the wind blowing? It's not helping or hurting us. And I've been playing it with a Kingmaker. An extra mile. I'm just thinking here, which is always a problem. I'm doing 1 less than max topspin plus 10 on the drive. Times the wind divided by 2. Let me take one of those Kingmaker lookalikes. Let's do power. Power. I think I can get this done. Three. Off we roll. All right, need to hit this perfect. This is the lowest hanging fruit on this course, but we all know how it works. Sometimes all you got to do is walk up and pick this up off the ground. It's so low. You don't even have to pick it off the tree. Even fruitarians would eat the fruit from this hole. But these are the type of holes that you come in with the best of intentions. It's the one that we really need to get because it's the most gettable, and we end up not getting it. So we need to play it smart. I've been getting this in my freaking low level account just by playing it smart, just like laying it up in front and chipping it in. So let's not get too crazy. I'm going to do just a little less than max, like a half a ring. .4 is 1.32 rings. Titch in the power, but not enough to make me want to do anything special. Oh fuck, I'm in big ass trouble. That's going to put me in the sand at the very end of the run, right? Can I get out? No! One ring great to the left, one ring great to the right. Might make it through, but a perfect is there and hit that much and not even doing any overpower. Just that bad. I should have stopped. I've been trying to hit where it goes by once and then when it comes back by hit. And I wasn't quite ready. What I do is I look down here and make sure my ball is centered. And by the time I make sure that's centered, I'm on my way up, and then I can release and let it go. And I didn't quite get it centered, and I let it go by more times. I should have reset, stopped, reset. For whatever reason, I found that when I was hoping they'd get a hole in one there. No dice. All right. We'll just make this. Call it a day. That'll miss. In the hole. Woo! How lucky is that? In the hole. Man. Fucking blind squirrel finding a nut. The force is with me. I'm one with the force. Can't be good, be lucky. They all apply on that one. The mystic power. Now my D&D character has several sentient items. He wears a pair of cursed shoes. That talk to me because they're sentient. So people think I'm just walking around talking to myself. And I'm talking to the shoes. And I have a glove. I've got a handicap. I only have one hand. So I have to generate my other hand on a regular basis. And I am a handicapped person. I had my hand severed and couldn't regrow it. How bad is that? Alright. I've been trying to just get out here without any overpower to get into the 385 to 390 range and take the rough bump from here with a sniper straight at the cup. And hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. All right, I was looking at what I did on my last shot there. This hole is just... Alright. 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 Hole number 9. want to practice. Don't want to play yet. Hold on. Get back. I'm going to take my number 1 bag. And I'm going to take... You can do this with a Titan. It's not going to... I'm going to take a Titan. It's not going to play that big of a factor on the second shot. Play it. I'm going to play this second shot at club. So I was pulling a max even though I wasn't at max, but I'm at mid club. So I want to make sure I hit the second shot at mid. I think that's what my problem's been. Getting it up there. 2.3. Should be like 2.5. It's about a ring and a quarter. No overpower, no curl, no nothing. Just hit it perfect and put it up there. I could lean just a little to the right in order to get me a little closer to the cup, but the deal about leaning is if you start hitting anything, like in that situation, if I lean to the right a little bit, and then you hit it to the right, that little teeny bit of lean becomes really pronounced. And this fairway out here on the drive is so freaking wide and so big that if you end up in the rough on the drive here, I mean, like, how bad did you really have to screw up? Like, how aggressive were you really getting? I mean, look right there. There are 5 rings on both sides. Hitting it perfect, and that'll be perfect. And they probably got themselves into long iron here. So 0.8 times the wind divided by 1.1. It's 2.8. I'm going to do 2 rings. There's max. There's min. I'm right at mid. I'm going to do 2 rings. I'm going to be 2 rings off. And that's like 1 and a sliver of backspin. 2 rings. Get lined up at the wind. There's 1, 2 rings. Hit it perfect. Now get in the hole. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, water boy. Underpulled it. Underpulled it. That's why I thought I was, the last time I was on here, I overpulled it, the 1 per ring, and this is the deal on this hole is I'll get one to drop, and then you go back and you try that same thing, and then it won't drop. This hole frustrates me. And this is why I say elevation and all that shit's all bullshit. I was definitely at mid-club, and I took some wind off because you're definitely hitting way uphill. But today I probably shouldn't have taken any wind off. Close. Very close. Alright, I think I got a little lucky on one of the easiest hole in this course. I got lucky on and was able to recover. But we were looking for minus 16 aside and was able to pick up one. So I got what I needed on the front. I'm playing early today. I usually play in the evenings. See if Dunner wants to play, and if he doesn't want to play, then I'll play. And I gotta cook for 14 people today. There was a German restaurant in my town that went out of business. And my sister went over there. They went over to eat there, and they're like, well, shit, it's out of business. So everybody had a taste for German food. So I'm going to fix chicken schnitzel and spätzle and some German side dishes, a German potato salad, cucumber salad, probably a regular salad. Or we're having German tonight. That's what we're having. So I got a prep time for 14 people to get everything prepped up. So it won't take me it'll take me all day. It'll take me a while. All right, there we go. There we have it. That is what we're looking for in our first 9, is we want to get a 16 in order to get ourselves up at the top. So we'll have to see. I'm not sure what's at the top. I don't usually look. In the qualifying rounds, it's not a bad deal. You know, you can look up there, but I usually don't like to put a lot of pressure on myself. I don't want to play to what their score is. I want to just play. I've got a game plan. That's why we take notes. We have a game plan, and if you look up at the top, especially if you're new and you know you haven't played a lot of tournaments and it's already, it may be a little nerve-wracking, you're already got a little bit of butterflies, and then you start looking up at the top and somebody posts a monster score, and then you're thinking, well, I got to go for it on that shot because they got that score. And you get off of your game, you start trying to play their game, and the next thing you know, instead of the 16 you were looking for, you shot a 13. So I don't like to look at the top, just play it out. And the front 9 was a success. Now we can see if we can achieve the same thing on the back, but there are a couple of those holes that I really would like to sink, and hopefully on the back. I'm going to actually take the time. I'm going to watch this video so that I can go back and I can change my notes. And my note sheet, like I said, is a bunch of chicken scratches. So I'm going to create a whole new note sheet just for the back, and we will go from there. Thanks for watching. Hopefully everybody has a great week. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe. Hit the like button if you liked the video, and I will catch you on the next one.